Hello there, everyone. So we are live, which is very exciting. So I am going to do a quick demo today on the product Bryq. So for you, or those of you that don't know about Bryq, basically Bryq is a super affordable, I feel anyway, tool to run psychometric testing for your candidates, and it can be used in a variety of different mediums. So if you are, say, a larger business and you're looking to have this as part of like your internal hiring strategy, it can be really useful. If you are an executive search recruiter and you already involve sort of psychometric testing with your candidates, and this is a great tool for you. And equally, if you're an agency recruiter and you're looking at sort of having an elevated offering, so maybe this is for your exclusive clients or your retained clients or any of your sort of talent partners that you might work with, this is a real value add. It is definitely something to look at, and yeah, I just think it's super cool. So look, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get us going with having a look. So hopefully you guys will now be able to see me. So I'm going to jump over into Bryq here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by showing us what an assessment looks like when you do a new assessment. Please preface this, or I am prefacing this with, sorry, switch on my WhatsApp, with get a full demo of the product. Honestly, the guys over at Bryq will give you all the facts, figures, details behind it. They are just so cool. This is literally just a brief snapshot version to kind of show you guys what the product sort of looks like. So in here, essentially, when you create the assessment, this is where you're taking, say, a job description that hopefully your client has provided to you, or if you're an internal company that you have within your business, and you're going to basically put that in, and then Bryq's AI functionality is going to be able to review that job description, and then from that create sort of a profile prediction. So create a prediction for, okay, for this job, we think that it needs to have these sorts of personality traits, these type of cognitive skills and abilities. This is all editable by yourself. So whilst the system's going to recommend, okay, this is what I think, you know, the job should match the job, you can say, okay, well, I want a little bit more on the attention to detail, or I want a little bit more on this verbal reasoning, or in the social skills, you know, I don't want it as enthusiastic. I know my team and I need someone who's more serious. So you can edit it and make it so that you have that input. You can also go an extra level and a next level when you start speaking to Bryq, if you do, about sort of their additional offerings, which is around mapping out your actual business or your client's business. So this would be really suitable for anyone working on a retained basis or an executive search basis, where you're offering to your client is, hey, look, we can come in with Bryq. We can take your top 5 best players for whatever reason within your business that fit your business, your culture, they do the job excellently, and then Bryq can actually map them to get an actual assessment that is based on your specific culture. So it's super cool. But look, I mean, they can go into all of those levels. So I'm just going to take a job here. So I'm going to have a look at one that we had recently, which was for a senior L&D person. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in the job description. Job title, I'm going to start putting in learning and development. I feel like because it is still a little bit more of an American product at the moment, although it's always learning, always evolving, it's going to pull up this organizational development for me. But that works really well. I don't necessarily need a VP level for this. I probably look at a specialist. I'd say that's about right. It is definitely a HR related role. So you'll see the job description has copy and pasted in here, and it's given sort of the various information that we sort of have about it. I'm then going to go ahead and do predict profile. So this is that feature that I was talking about where it's like the AI is going to jump in, it's going to have a look at the job description. It's going to then sort of say, okay, based on these keywords and, you know, this sort of job title and all of these things, these are what I feel the job profile should look like from a personality and cognitive perspective. So you'll see here that it really rates like verbal reasoning, and that's really strong. But you'll notice, as I said, I can edit and flex these to whatever I want that I feel is suitable, and it will make adjustments in other areas. It's also going to show me things here about, in regards to the personality traits. To me, it's saying, okay, I need someone who's very practical versus someone who's really imaginative. But I might go, or here for, I need someone who's an abstract thinker instead of a concrete thinker. I need someone who's enthusiastic, outgoing, but for me, I might kind of go, oh, you know what, actually, normally for an L&D person, I do need someone outgoing. But, my team, I have lots of really outgoing people. So, you know what, I kind of probably need someone a little bit more in the middle. Or, this assertive. So on teamwork, this says here, it needs someone assertive. I might go, you know what, I have a lot of big personalities in my team already. And if I add another really assertive person in there, I don't know if that's going to work. So maybe I need someone who's got all these other elements, but they're a little bit more sort of cooperative. So you can kind of flex and edit it depending on what you know about your team. You can then as well come over here and add additional sort of assessments. So if it was a leadership position, then I could obviously allocate that and say that it's on. I can say how long I want it to be valid for. I could say it's valid for 2 weeks. I could say, do I want it in a different language? In regards to the indicators, I have other indicators. So, I can say whether I want to look at emotional intelligence, I want to look at communication and problem solving and all of these sort of extra things. In regards to the assessment, it will automatically select what's called a standard assessment for you. So that's 20 minutes long. You do have the option to do an extended assessment, which is 45 minutes long. The reason why it defaults for the 20 minutes is because it is suitable for most positions, but certainly from a user perspective and a candidate perspective, one of the killers, I suppose, previously for candidates or, users of psychometric testing is just how long it takes, like the endless amount of questions and things like that. So 20 minutes, nice, good level, very palatable. Also, what's really cool, and, it would take too long for me to show you that side of it, but you can see in the demo what it looks like as a candidate when you come through. But essentially, it's sort of like a box that pops up, and it's the computer sort of talking to you at the same time. So it has sort of like a picture of a person, and it has sort of like, hey, I'm a CEO at this company, and I want to ask you this question. So it's a really, really nice interface from a candidate side. Then you go through, you answer your questions. It breaks it down into sort of areas. And what's quite cool is you literally get sent as a candidate your results immediately. So when you finish the assessment, you're not sat waiting and going, oh my God, like what did it say in my assessment? Like, and you feel kind of a little bit exposed. Like, you get those results straight away. So the company gets them, you get them. So it's a really, really nice sort of candidate user experience. On a message template, it gives you the option as well to edit and amend, when you do your assessment invitation. So it's going to automatically select this job that I've put up here. So I can go ahead and change that if I want to there. The company is going to default to me or Dalton Doherty and Partners in this instance, whatever your company would be. But you can literally create and, edit any of these. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. This is then where I can go ahead and I can invite candidates. So I can go ahead and put their email addresses in. I can send them an invite. I can also do what's called this Anonymise section. So I'll show you this. This is from when candidates kind of first come in. And it's just a lovely kind of interface, basically, I find. So let's go into the regional sales manager and we can look at myself. If I was to go ahead and do Anonymise, you'll see that actually I can't see who these people are. So for me, it purely gives me the rating sort of ability. So for the position of regional sales manager, it's me and two of my team have done this one. So it's put me on top because I've scored most highly for that criteria of the role. Now, in regards to the actual assessment doesn't necessarily change in regards to the questions that it asks, but the scoring will obviously change dependent on the weighting which is given in the job description when you create it in the assessment, because obviously every job is different and it will change if you then edit the fields. It's so cool. I love this stuff. I think it's brilliant. Anyway, so go ahead, click on myself. I'm going to take off the anonymize, that's fine. So then this is kind of what it looks like. So the candidate will see sort of a snapshot version of this, us as the person behind the curtain, so to speak. We get to see a little bit more. So this is going to give me a bit of an overview about what it thinks my skills and abilities are. It's picked out, where I've weighted in my attention to detail, whether I'm sort of logical, numerical, verbal. This is all pretty actually bang on, I think. Attention to detail, yes, that's something I'm quite keen on. It also gives, how does the personality sort of match work here? So where have I on something that was picked up when we did the regional sales manager assessment? Self-reliant was really strong. So where do I kind of sit on that? In my work style, where do I sit on abstract? Where do I sit on practical? These were both sort of picked up as key things for this role. So it gives you all of those sort of weightings, against, what it is. This is quite funny, easygoing. This is definitely bang on. But anyway, another thing which is super cool on top of it, if you go ahead and look at the indicators, it's going to come into then those other areas that we spoke about. So communication, problem solving, sales, and it gives me a lovely sort of spider kind of gram overview of what it looks like. The interview guide is something that's really useful then for your clients. So again, if we're talking value add, if you're an agency recruiter and you're doing it for your exclusive clients, your retained clients, or if you're an executive search and you're really able to kind of maybe help and assist them with their interviewing and their interview style, then this could be really, really useful for them, because it's going to pick up on those things that, maybe were not concerns, but things that came up that didn't quite fit. So they needed someone who more easygoing in this particular role based on the assessment. I came up as more on the 10 side, around the 19%. So it's going to ask and say, well, you might want to ask about those things. So it's not saying that it's a negative. It's saying you might just want to find out more about it. Also, it comes down to that team dynamic thing again. So you might have loads of really easygoing people in your team and you think, oh, I cannot have someone more easygoing. Or you can be like, oh God, I have loads of people who are super tense. Definitely need someone easygoing. But it also then, as you'll see here, gives you questions. So potential interview questions, and they're all in that sort of relatively star based technique. So the situation, task, action, result. So really looking for those specific examples, using sort of previous examples and previous experience as an indicator of that future performance and future way of dealing with things. So this is really useful then for your clients to take into that interview, and something that is really good for them to take alongside your notes as a recruiter, your thoughts as a recruiter, initial assessments that they've done themselves. This is a great thing to come in and really sort of make sure that you're nailing that higher than on top of it. You'll notice as well, you've got this general sort of candidate pool. So say if I want to look at my candidates and I want to look at them, overall to see how many people have I done assessments, and, is it for the organizational development specialist, the regional sales manager, the other sales manager role. So it's going to tell me how I would weight against all of them. So actually, interestingly enough, I would be most suited, it says, to the organizational development specialist position. It tells me my weighting there. So this is a great way to have a look if you've maybe got a candidate and you have multiple opportunities that they've done the assessment. You then can kind of go, oh, okay, I think they're really well suited to regional sales manager, but let's go and see how they fit elsewhere. There's different levels you can do with your package when you do your sort of assessments and things like that Bryq offers. So sorry, bring it back to this. So I think your most affordable option, monthly option, you can get 2 assessments that run any time, but it works very, very similar almost to like LinkedIn job slots. So, it's not just 2 jobs and then that's it, your credits are gone. So you could have like regional sales manager and sales manager. Okay, I fill those positions, and within the same month, I put up organizational development specialist and I put up another one. So it's literally, you can take assessments on, assessments off, and you can swap them in and out as you do them. Obviously, if you're a larger organization, you need more active assessments at any one time. There is different packages. So I think the second package is up to like 6 assessments, and then there's another one from there. But honestly to God, I have given you the briefest like overview of Bryq and what it's about. I really highly recommend that you go and you get a demo with them, a full demo. They can give you all of that data and statistics behind it as well, in regards to how they've developed the product and where they've got it from, and how it kind of ties in to that longer term sort of strategy for businesses internally when they're really looking at things like organizational development and learning and development and succession planning. Like, it's not just a tool for the hiring process, but actually something that can be used in a much sort of broader way. So we love it. We think it's super cool. I think it's a real value add from both an internal perspective and an agency perspective. I think for agency recruiters, if you are offering this type of product to your clients as that additional, add-on on top to your service, it's such a huge differentiator, and it's something that you could do and it'd be really cost affordable in your business, but really make you stand out. So look, I will put a link. As a RecWired member, you do get a discount with Bryq, which is brilliant. So make sure to go through the website. Make sure to mention us when you speak to them. We'll put a link through to how you can access the product as well through the website down below. And if you get any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, head over to the guys at Bryq, because they will be more than happy to help. So we will see you again next week for another live show.